Hello friends! Welcome back to my kitchen. I know it's been a few weeks, but I'm so glad to be back with you live. So we're a little earlier than usual. It's the summer edition. It's very hot here right now in Connecticut. So we have thunderstorms that are supposed to roll in around 6 o'clock, and we have some things we want to do this evening, so I thought I'd go a little early. I hope you don't mind, and I'm glad that you've checked in. If you're checking in live, please say hello in the comments. If you're watching the replay, comment replay so that I know you're here. If you don't know me, my name is Sharice Hurd. I'm your Pampered Chef Consultant. And again, I am so thankful that you have joined us today to check out what's cooking in my kitchen. So I have some fun announcements to make today, so stay tuned for all of those. Please feel free to give this, click that share button down below and share it with your friends and family, because what I've got to share today, a lot of people are going to want to know, all right? So hang in there. All right, my voice is going, who knows? All right, let's talk BOGO, all right? Buy one, get one free. We have an amazing flash sale on our Wedgers. Now these might be the only wedgies that I like. All right. We have 4 different kind of Wedgers. We have the pineapple Wedger, the apple Wedger, classic. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Our Veggie Wedger, which actually does fruit and veggie. And then our stone fruit Wedger. All right, so I'm going to go through kind of all of these, but you can pick any two, buy one, get the second one for free. All right, lowest price, one free. You get that. This sale is only through midnight Thursday, July 31st. All right, so just one more day. So don't miss it. If these have been on your wish list, now is the time to snag them, okay? All right, so let's talk about stone fruit wedger. This is those fruits that have a pit. So we've got peach, we've got plums, plouts, apricots, any of those that have that kind of oval kind of pit, these will work on, all right? So it cuts it into 12 different slices. The bottom part here around the pit is serrated, so it cuts really easily in there. And it comes with a little tray, and that's what you're gonna want to set it on. So when you're cutting these, like they all have this kind of like little line with them, right? With your peaches and your plums, you can see the little plum line here. So line that up, because there is a little oval here, that's the pit. So just line it up so that that line kind of goes with it, all right? Then you're gonna put your wedger on here. Now the one secret I gotta tell you about all the wedgers, you gotta kind of rock them down, all right? It helps the blades kind of go through. All right, so get it rocked down, get it through the skin, and then just keep pressing down, rocking it, and look at 12 perfect little peach slices ready to go. All right, I'm going to use one of my prep and store things to put those all into. Now, the little extra that's on here, I honestly would save this, and I would throw it in my smoothie later on. All right, so we're going to put that off to the side. Now, let's do a plum real quick here. Have these all cut up for snacking later on. All right, I don't know why you want to be stuck in there. I just had you out. There we go. Because I'm live, you know, pampered, not perfect. What can I say? All right, put your plum in there. So this is great for your kids. Your kids can do this, but it's great for when they need a snack and you don't want to cut it all up. Again, rock it down through, get it through that skin. Because sometimes it's a little tough and you don't want to push too hard, because what happens is you're just pushing on the fruit, right? You don't want to push the fruit. So just rock it around that and then rock it right into, there we go. Because you want to make sure it lines up and it goes into the little notches. That way it's all the way through. There we go. All right, I'm going to put my plums right with my peaches for now. There we go. And I'm going to save that because I'm going to take that off there and I'm going to put that in my... So I don't know if you noticed, and this is one of the prep and storage containers. It has a little divider here. So I'm putting the peaches and the plums here, and I'll put something else here in a minute. I'll show you. Okay. let me get, so that is the stone fruit wedgers. So peaches, plums, floats, apricots, all those things, right? All right. Let's talk about oranges. All right. Who has some sports players, like soccer players, lacrosse players, football? They're all doing sports, and whether if you're doing fall sports, you're probably starting now already. So how many times have you had to cut up oranges for your son's team for, in between periods or halftime, whatever, all right, quarters? Well, let me tell you, this thing is a life changer. So this is the Veggie Wedger, but you can use it for not only just, this way, not only just for vegetables like potatoes, not sweet potatoes, just regular white potatoes, yellow potatoes, red potatoes. Onions, you want to make some blooming onions? This is your thing, man. All right. Anything without a pit, because this one does have, goes all the way through the center. So it's 6 even wedges, serrated edges on all of the blades. Okay. So your oranges. So you do oranges, lemons, limes. If you're getting ready for a little gathering and you need to do some wedges of oranges and limes really quick, this is your friend. But this might be too big. I might be able to get it. Hopefully it's not too big. A little smaller orange is better. But if you're doing your oranges and you need to do a bunch of them, grab a bag of oranges. Usually they're small on the smaller side. This one's a big navel one. We'll see if I can get it through here. Might be a little bit big. Oh, I got it just perfect. Now look at, these are perfect wedges that we can just take like this and eat. So when you're doing those kiddos that have all of the sports, or maybe you want to just wedge it up like this, wrap it in some saran wrap, put a little rubber band around it. And if you're putting rubber bands around it, if you've saved your rubber bands from your asparagus and things like that, that's what I do. Then you don't care if it's easy to get rid of those rubber bands. Anyways, that makes it super easy. The kiddos can take it to school just like that, all wrapped up in their lunchbox, okay? All right, so that's our orange. That's our Veggie Wedger. All right, now let's talk about our classic apple wedger, all right? First of all, it comes with a little cover on the bottom. That's just to protect it. We don't need that for cutting, all right? This part is the center. I've been using the same one. Now, this is not serrated, but these blades are kind of sharp, so be careful. I have been using the same one since my kids were in grade school, okay? They loved apples, and I will tell you a secret, kind of similar to the oranges. If you take this, and I'm going to show you in a minute, you take it almost all the way to the bottom. Leave this just a little bit intact on the bottom. Pull the wedger back up so the apple stays together. Wrap it in saran wrap, put a rubber band around it, and you don't even need to add lemon juice or anything to it to keep it from discoloring. It stays perfect for their lunch. All right, so just put the center right over the core. Again, rock it down, okay? Some of these take a little shoulder pressure, so rock it down. So right there, I got it almost to the bottom. See, what I would do is push it back up, push this kind of back through. I went a little too far, but anyways, you get the idea. Go all the way down, take this all the way back out. And make sure you leave the core in there, okay? If you leave the core in there, then you can put it back, reassemble it so that you can put it back together. Try not to let this fall apart, and it's gonna fall apart on me. All right, so anyways, if you put this all back together, get it nice and tight. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. Wrap it in that saran wrap, all right, with a rubber band around it, and you can put this right in their lunch like this, and it'll stay perfect for them, okay? All they have to do is just take this out, throw that core away, and look at, I got all my little wedges of apple ready for snack time, all right? So we're gonna put that in the other side of my prep container here. My husband will have a little snack in a bit. All right. So that's the apple wedge. Been around forever. Like I said, I have been using this one 20 years probably, at least, I'm going to guess. All right, so love that one. All right, Now I want to grab, I gotta get a towel for my hands real quick. All right, we're gonna do our pineapple now, all right? So I wanna show you real quick. Grab a knife. I'm using one of our foundation knives. This is the chef's knife. So I just want to cut off the top of this here. All right, just cut the top. Now, if you're doing some kind of decoration, where you're doing a fruit platter or something, save this top, put it kind of in the center, make it a little centerpiece. Okay. No reason you have to throw that out. All right. Make it pretty. All right. I'm gonna just cut these little things off the bottom here. All right. Now, one thing I did earlier, I actually had this standing upside down. And the reason I do that is that it helps all the juices, because you get in the store, they're all sitting like this, okay? They've been sitting like this forever. If you leave it upside down, those juices, with the top on, all right? Leave the top on, leave it upside down for, like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. Before you're going to cut into it, it helps the juices redistribute throughout the pineapple, okay? Now, if you're looking for tips on picking the best pineapple or your stone fruit or your apples, make sure you join Sharice's Pampered Kitchen, because all week long I have been sharing tips about those kind of fruits so that you know which ones to buy for which thing. So when you're using your wedgers, you've got the right one, all right? Now, if you're tall, you could probably wedge right through this whole pineapple. I am not tall. So my tip to you is cut this pineapple in half, all right? It makes it so much easier to cut through. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side. Grab my pineapple wedger. Now this does have a little protective cover, and you might think, oh, I don't need that like the apple wedger. I'll just put that aside. Don't put it too far, because you are gonna need it. Hang on one second. I will show you. All right, now you're gonna put that over so that the center, right there. This blade is very similar to the apple wedger, by the way. So not serrated, but sharp, all right? So you're just gonna put this over the center, that core, right over the core, and you're gonna rock it down, all right, to the bottom, and you're gonna see what this is gonna do. This is gonna give us some lovely edges. Again, keep rocking it. This is a little tougher than the other wedgers, because you're cutting through all of that. Now you get down here, you're like, well, it didn't cut through all the way. Grab that little cover, put that right here, and make sure you got it lined up, because the way that cover is designed, okay, it's really tough. There it goes. I don't know if it went all the way through. There it goes. All right, you'll know it went all the way through because this little core will kind of pop up a little bit, because now I should be able to pull that right out. If you have our deluxe cooking blender, save this to put in your smoothie. It'll blend right up in no big chunks at all. So that's going to go over here in my pile with my stone fruit centers for my smoothie in the morning. Now, these little wedges, all right, come on off. There we go. So these little planks that we have now, you can freeze these. Well, one, I'll give you a couple tips about this, because there's quite a bit of flesh here. You really don't want to waste it, right? You can take, if you have our scoop loop, or even a spoon might work, but our scoop loop works really well because it has serrated edges. And you can scrape this off. You've got crushed pineapple, fresh crushed pineapple. Again, throw it in your smoothie, all right? Or freeze these, and they are great for using when you're grilling salmon. You can grill your salmon right on here, all right? So if you're not grilling salmon right away, freeze them. You'll have them for you when you are grilling salmon or any kind of fish, even chicken, all right? They freeze really well to be used on your grill, okay? So we're just taking these out, because now look what we have left here. We have these beautiful centers. All right, you're gonna make me take this one out too, aren't you? There we go. All right, we have our beautiful center here. All right, that one has, that's why it didn't come out. There we go. Oh, okay. That bottom part was a little, I should have cut it off a little bit higher. Okay, this is a very juicy thing. Hold on one second. Okay. My hands are getting a little messy, so I want to just, before I grab my knife. All right, I'm just going to cut this. So now I can take this and just slice these up. I've got half rings ready to go, all right? Look at that. How yummy is that, right? Love fresh pineapple, so much better for you than, and it's really not that hard to peel it. If you've got the right tools, you don't need to buy it pre-peeled and ready to go. This one is perfect and ready. It's so juicy, I gotta tell you. Again, use that tip about leaving it upside down for a bit, okay? All right, there's our 4 wedgers. All right, pineapple wedger, apple wedger, veggie wedger, or citrus fruit, and our stone fruit wedger. All buy one, get one free. So now is the time to get that ordered. I will drop a link below in the comments if you want to shop for them. If you have any questions, just let me know. One thing I forgot to say, all of the wedgers are dishwasher safe. That is a huge bonus, all right? Use them up, pop them into your dishwasher, all right? Next week, I will be doing a fundraiser to raise funds for All Paws on Deck. It's a dog rescue, and that's where we got our buddy Baker from. I thought he might be in here with me, but he's out in the other room hanging with my husband. He's our new puppy. So Baker and I want to give back to All Paws on Deck because of all the great work they've done with all the rescue dogs. And they brought this little ball of energy into our life. All right. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're part of Sharice's Pampered Kitchen, and you'll see that. Baker, come here, buddy. Come here. You can say hello. Come here. You can say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Baker. Baker Troublemaker. That's kind of what we call him now, because he gets in a little bit of trouble. Not a lot, just a little. But he's actually been a really good puppy. Sleeps through the night, so we're not complaining. And mostly housebroken. There you go. So anyways, Baker and I will be doing a fundraiser for the rescue, organization that we got him from. All right. Hope you all have a great week. If you're somewhere where it's hot, like here in Connecticut, I hope it cools off soon. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back next week with something new. All right? Take care, everyone. Bye.